The academy consists of wooden flooring courts and synthetic court. Synthetic courts are meant for standing categories, for SL3 players, for SL4 players and for SU5 players. And the wheelchair players plays on. This court number 4 is dedicated for the singles player of wheelchair 1 and 2 category and also the SL3 category. This is basically a half court demarcated for single players. And here we also have the nets which has been cut and placed according to the single court, and also these nets have a system of adjustable heights. We can raise it and we can make it down. So this adjustment can be helpful as per the schedule of coaches. Suppose if they want to raise the net height of the net, so it would be helping the SL3 athletes to jump and smash, and similarly they can lower down the height of the net, which can be useful for fun games and other aspects, so that we can have modified badminton also for the purpose of training. Inside the training hall itself, there is a dedicated wheelchair area where we have all the sports wheelchairs lying together. Normally the wheelchair athletes used to use a different routine wheelchairs for their other activities, and whenever they used to come here, they come with their own normal wheelchair and change to the sports wheelchair. Here they have all sort of equipments and toolkit available in this particular area. We also have the prosthetic leg of different players, like this is the prosthetic leg which is being used by Nitesh Kumar, and this is the prosthetic shoe for Pramod Bhagat. And likewise we used to have a different area, and as told that safety of the players is the most important aspect for training of para athletes. So we must have a first aid box available in the hall itself, having all sort of basic medical medicines available, like bandages and all such stuff, along with one paramedic available in the hall itself every time when you train the para athletes. So this badminton hall is being modified in such a way that there are facilities of rods hanging on the top, and the player can correct their actions with the hanging shuttlecocks hitting again and again. There can be a set target for the beginner player to do the same every day in a forehand way, or the backhand way, or underhand stroke, or backhand stroke. All sort of strokes should be hit again and again, since the practice makes a man perfect. In order to have a well-equipped para badminton training center, you may not need to make more expenditure. You just need to be little creative, little visionary, and you should adjust with the adaptability. You are aware that you have athletes of different height. You have your trainees on the wheelchair. You may need to train your athletes to make a better underhand movements or side movements or from the top. So you just need to make little changes in the wall itself, having different loops on the wall at different heights. The athlete can use these loops according to his comfort zone and to cover the area which the athlete wish to improve. Here you can see the wheelchair athletes are using therabands at different heights, making forehand and backhand strengthening exercises. Different loops are being used using the resistance band. The wheelchair athletes here, and here you have SU5 athletes trying to strengthen their tricep muscles, making the backhand strokes. And here you have the athlete of SL3 category also using the TheraBand as per his comfort height. So this way you can have adaptability and modification as per the comfort zone and the requirement of the athlete. There can be small modification in the badminton hall itself, which can be used to help the athlete to have resistant training, and this will be helpful for the strength, for agility, and also for the speed work. Here we have made small loops in the wall itself, just in front of the center line, and we have used an iron loop here where with the help of velcro, the resistance band has been tied and the length of the resistant band can be decided with the help of these small loops which can be tied together to make it big or to make it small. As soon as you find the athlete reach to the center position, tying the bands in his back, the athlete can be given the direction to move on the court doing shadow like this. And on his own, he can use the buzzer so that he can continuously repeatedly doing the same with the fixed duration. At the same time, the athletes will be counting the numbers, how much repetition he has been doing within the fixed duration. The athlete is of SL4 category, the standing category, and still there is no problem at all on the court for making movements with these resistant bands. In any case, this drill will help the athlete to have a good grip on the court, to have a fixed stepping, to use his strength against the resistance and do the drill effectively. Similarly, these resistant bands can be used on the wooden court, which is especially dedicated to the wheelchair athletes. And the same, the loop and the band and this iron loop is just tied in front of this center line, and this resistant band is further tied on the back handle of the athlete, this way stopping the athlete to move forward, and once given the direction, the athlete will move against the resistance, and this way he has to manage to come to the center, make a grip on the wheelchair, and again pull it against the resistance band, and this way this will help the athlete to use his more power, his forearm power, the full hand strength, the shoulder strength, and at the same time putting full concentration to manage the operation of wheelchair and to execute the stroke. So this way, this resistant band can be of good use for all para athletes while they are on the court. The whiteboard and the marker is also an important tool which has to be there in every badminton training center. The whiteboard should carry few basic informations with respect to the athletes, the dates, the time, here the dates, the day, the duration, the session timings, and of course the drill which the coaches have planned for the athletes, besides the name of the athletes which have attended the sessions. Then dividing the athletes on different courts, and here the drill to be demonstrated on the whiteboard beforehand, and the load which the coaches have planned to the athletes to put on. Here you can see the drills of 45 seconds, 60 seconds, 75 seconds, and a total duration of 60 seconds, that means 31 minutes drill. The total load is 31 minutes to every athlete. And as we have discussed, if it is a court stepping, if it is the number of time the athlete has to hit on the court and to make stepping on the court, he has to count the numbers he has made within the fixed duration of 45 seconds or 60 seconds or 75 seconds, and a chart need to be maintained by the coaches to write down the number of repetitions he has made with resistance or without resistance. And each number is a challenge for the athlete to target and to overcome in the next stage, and this will help the athlete to get motivated to increase his number of repetitions, which will let him to use more strength, more power and more dedication towards his particular drill. There should essentially be the facility of camera surveillance in every badminton training center. That can be the fixed camera installed on the wall at different corners, or it may be the stands which can be movable and your mobile can be used to fix in, and we can have click for your actions, for your stepping, for your execution of stroke, and different sort of recordings which can be used to analyze the player's mistake and the scope for the improvement. The curtains of the windows are accessible to even wheelchair athletes and short stature athletes. There is also the facility of exhaust all around in the badminton hall, so that in the event of in the atmosphere of humidity, the exhaust can work and can let the athlete to have fresh air. For the training of para athletes, you must have the minimum facilities of small equipments which can be used in the hall for different purposes, like circuit training, or when you want to work for speed or agility. So there can be other equipments, accessories to be available in the hall which can be used for the purpose of training your athletes, like gym mat you should have for the floor stretching, you should have the foam rollers, you should have the weight jackets, you may have the hurdles, modified stairs, different cones or demarcation cones, you should have the medicine balls, you can have the boxes, wooden boxes of different heights which can be used for the purpose of jumps, and you must have the use of speakers where and buzzers where you can define the time and let the athlete do the training with the music and for a particular duration. So for that, the speaker is also an essential equipment, can be used by every coach. In order to have a professional para badminton training center, you need to have minimum gym requirement. You may have some weights, some dumbbells, some machines available, and these machines can be modified a little so that it can be disabled friendly. Like, suppose a wheelchair has to do a pulley, so there should be a provision that he can directly take his wheelchair to the appropriate place, take position, and then start the pulleys. This gym setup is not carrying every machine which is there available in the world as a matter of technology, but it completes the minimum requirement which is essentially required for para athletes, whether of wheelchair category or for the standing category, SL3, SL4, SU5, and even for the SH6 category. Every professional para badminton training center must have a dedicated medical personnel, should be available all the time when the training is on. We have Dr. Jayaprakash with us all the time when we used to have our training sessions. We have all other sort of machines, the machines which are required by the physio for the athletes, like this is diathermy machine. We also have the massage table available here. We also have the TENS machine, the ultrasound machine, and the muscle stimulator machine. Besides this massage table, different sort of kinesiology tapes, and also the laser therapy machine. These are the minimum equipments, and there may be few more required when the training of professional athletes are on. There can be a dedicated area for the spectators or outsiders which wish to see the match or see the practice from outside. So there can be a demarcated area like this where the viewers can have a view of on-court training or the matches going on in the badminton hall.